Welcome, welcome. So, we're back on the planter project. As you can see, I already started painting wheels. I put first coat on them last night. Silly me, didn't put drop cloth down. So now I have a couple spots down on the bottom there that I'm going to have to touch up with green. So I swung by Harbor Freight this afternoon, picked me up some drop cloth, some new paint brushes, because I did all that with the little tiny acid brushes. I guess y'all can see them. These are what I used last night. I may still use them for some detail work. These are what I'm going to use tonight. A little bit bigger brush. And last night I just held the quart can in my hand, which obviously my hand got really tired. So I'm going to pour a little bit in this cat food can tonight because it don't take a whole lot. And that way if I do something stupid and spill it, well, I don't spill as much either. Now last night I had also I've masked off the nuts where I painted them green. They got a little bit of yellow on them on this side, but hey, when it's right side up, that'll be pointing down. You won't be able to see it. I masked them off just so I wouldn't get a bunch more on them. Now one thing I'm going to do, I have a spout that I can put on this can to try to keep the edge of the can clean. I wish I had more of these. I need to look them up. But these are just the handiest little things. They're designed for like a gallon can, but I can make them fit the quart can. It's just not that easy. And they are flexible, so they're designed to work with a quart can. See? It's a funnel now. It keeps the paint out of where you put the lid, in theory. It does a pretty good job at it too. At least from what I've noticed. Now, these are super cheap brushes, so I am not bothering to clean them. Because, well, it ain't worth it. When I say super cheap, these ones are like 58 cents. The acid brushes are even cheaper. The paint there costs more than the brushes do. So I just waste the brushes out. Since I know that will be more than enough paint, I'm going to go ahead and take this off. I'll clean that off later. Once it dries, it scrapes off. And you see, kept most of the paint out of where the lid goes. I have an actual church key somewhere. Don't know where. Or what they call church key, painter's key, whatever you want to call it. Don't know where it got to. You know what? I might even sit down here to do this. Y'all be able to see my face then. Oh, heaven forbid. Y'all won't see that. See my ugly mug? Oh, and now you see my ugly butt. Hopefully the spider that's living in this stays down there underneath it and leaves me alone. Yesterday I stood up and did this, but I was kind of hurrying. It was an off the cuff kind of thing. So this being the second coat, I'm hoping it will cover better. But I have a feeling it's going to take multiple coats. Now with it masked off, I could possibly pull out my little sprayer and spray it. That's a lot of work. A lot more work than painting it by hand. If I was doing this for a customer, I probably would. But since this is just for me, and I don't know, honestly, what I'm going to do with it when I'm done. Probably give it to somebody. I got some ideas, but we'll see. But since it's just for me, I'm not too worried about a brush stroke or two, or having to paint a little too thick in one spot rather than the other. I just want it to be the right color. Now, as far as I know, and I don't claim to be no expert on this, but I seem to recall doing a little research on it. And I do believe, I remember a documentary about John Deere saying that this sunburst yellow, which is what this is the actual yellow color they used for the wheels. Now, they might have a proprietary yellow paint now. I don't know. I know they have a proprietary John Deere green. But the simple fact is, it's basically the hunter green, which is what the body of this is painted with. Because John Deere green's uber expensive. Hunter green's like a third the price. And I think looks just fine. So this is painted in hunter green officially, not John Deere green. Although I do think that hunter green and John Deere green are pretty much the same color. Maybe not officially, but I think they look the same. I'm no paint expert. And half the times, you could show me 4 or 5 paint swatches. To me, they'd all be red. And you might call them half a dozen different names. And I'm like, nope, they're red. Or green. Or yellow or blue. I am not a man of a refined palate, either of eye or taste. Something which drove my ex-roommate, who, by the way, was a very good cook. Kind of halfway bad because I can't taste most spices. I can tell you if something tastes good. I couldn't tell you what's in it made it taste good. Or if it don't taste quite right, I can't tell you what's missing. Because that's not how my taste buds work. Like with my eyes. I can tell you if a color looks close enough, but to tell you the exact hue, nope, that ain't gonna happen. Because there's a good possibility I don't know. So, Y'all don't get upset if my colors ain't perfect. But like I said, there again, I'm doing this for me. If this was a commissioned piece, doing it for a customer, yeah, I'd take a little different tack, but it's not. Notice I'm putting this paint on pretty doggone heavy. Now I can already tell I'm probably going to wind up doing yet a third coat. Talking y'all's ear off. But I may edit up, well, I probably will edit out some of this conversation. B, go away. Go, shoo. Paint probably smelled sweet to it. And the color looks like a flower, so probably why it came over here. I just don't want to get stung. Thing is, that might have been an actual honeybee. Could also been a yellow jacket. I got those, and half the time around here, I can't tell the difference till they come after me. If they come after me, I know they're yellow jackets. Because the honeybees won't come after you. But typically, they say, oh, you can tell by looking at them, and if they got this or they got that. Oh, I'm sorry, I don't get that close. Mainly because I don't want to get stung. If I ain't got to get that close, well, I don't. Okay. Well, I think this side of this one's about done. Let's take a look at the other side. Oh. I'm going to leave y'all right there. I know you can't see the other side of this wheel, but you can see the back side of this one. My Guardian drop cloth here. Looks like I got most of the spokes pretty good, but I think I paint the back side here. Got a little bit on here. This has been primered with a Rust-Oleum rusty metal primer. So hopefully it won't rust no more. Of course, it might not rust any less either, but I don't know. We'll see. Now some parts of these wheels got painted green when I was painting the frame, because I know they got bolts on, but these wheels, they ain't gonna come apart. Them bolts have been on there for probably, well, over 20 years. I've had this probably for 20 years sitting outside. And the thing was all rusty when I got it, so them bolts been most likely stuck on there for 20 years or better. Or better than 20 years. Could I get them off if I really wanted to? Probably. I have no need to. It's going to be a planter. It's not like it's going to be anything fancy. So, it's going to be a planter. Not going to roll around a whole lot neither. It's going to get put somewhere filled with dirt and have flowers in it. At least that's the general idea. Since I've painted it, I would not recommend anyone trying to use it as a barbecue grill. Which, when I built this thing 20 years ago, was my original intention. It was going to be a barbecue grill. Well, when I reevaluated it this spring, I realized it would have taken 4 bags of charcoal to fire this thing. I am going to have to spend 4 bags of charcoal. Plus, I'm not feeding an army. Heck, I almost never use my little Weber. So, I'm not much one for grilling. I'm not real good at it. I can make charcoal and E. coli. It was 2 best things I can make on a barbecue grill. Never claimed being good at it. So, it's being turned into a planter, which I think it will work better as anyway. So y'all don't shoot the messenger. Y'all can hate on me if you want. I don't mind. I figure people going to anyway, so ain't no point in caring about it. It's hot. It's a little smoky right now. Gummit. I'll wind up getting paint on the green anyway, I think. But it's not supposed to rain for the next couple of days. So I'm kind of taking advantage of the weather while I got it. I think I got this one painted a little better than the other side. As I said, I'm trying to take advantage of the weather while I got it to get this done. The base coat of yellow seems to have taken pretty doggone good. A little green, a little brown showing through, but mostly it took over here. Because I painted this last night, it might not even be 100% cured because humidity has been real high. And even though it's been hot, the high humidity does not help the paint cure. And yes, it's oil-based paint. That's why I'm not bothering cleaning brushes. I used enough paint thinner cleaning the spray gun after painting the body of it. I think I may have gone around in a circle already. I'm going to move my seat to the other side so I can sit down. Making my back hurt. Now the rim, once the yellow dries, the wheel itself is going to get painted black. I know it's not a tire, but it's still going to get painted black. I think on the metal wheeled implements, they would have all been painted all yellow, but I'm painting a black rim on it, so I think I just dribbled. I'm glad I put the sheet down on this side. I may have painted my pants and my shoes though, but I wear them for work, so, well, the pants I wear for work, the shoes are Walmart specials. Doesn't mean I necessarily want to paint them, but not a super big loss if I do. They don't even fit well. They're a little tight at the top. I'll figure if I start at the top, if I've got a little extra on it, runs down towards the bottom where I'm painting, it just helps coat, right? I may have been talking a little loud earlier, but I didn't realize that I was talking for the microphone and the camera, but I'm wearing the microphone. I turned the bug zapper on, but it don't seem to be helping. Because there are bugs all over, and they are coming at me like they want me for a snack. There's a hole in this was probably for oil, but yeah, we ain't gonna worry about that neither. Like I said, this is not running on the implement no more. If it ever did, I don't know. These wheels, when I got them, they were on an old broken industrial cement mixer. Whether they were original to it, I couldn't tell you. Honestly, I don't know. Well, I don't think dabbing any more paint on here is really going to help a whole lot. I think I'm just going to have to let her sit now for a few days and try to cure. And hope it cures. Maybe, just maybe, quite possibly, it might look halfway decent. At least from a distance. Oh, now I gotta try to get up. Oh, without touching the yellow paint. I got quite a bit left in my can. I knew I wouldn't need very much. So, what I think I will do, yes, in case you're wondering, that is granite. Or an old countertop. That'll be old chip in the corner here. But I got no place to put it. She's been sitting here. I've been using it as an outside workbench. I mean, it works. Just like my paint cup. It's an old cat food can. It works. Alright. Cat food can dry there. Paintbrush can dry. When paintbrush is dry, I'll just throw it in the garbage. Rubber handle and screwdriver works really good for tapping down the lid of the paint. Okay, y'all. That's the yellow of the wheels on the planter. The next segment will be painting the black, I hope. Till then, for me it may be a few days. For you, it'll be just a blink. Okay, welcome back. This is, I guess you'd call it part 3 of the painting. I'm going to do the black on the wheels. Ugh. Thought about waiting, but the weather's supposed to turn next couple of days, and I kind of wanted to get this done. So, here we are, painting the black on the wheels. The yellow's nice and dry, and looks like it's coated sufficiently. So, doing at least an initial coat on the black. And hopefully, the only coat of black. Because, like I said, the weather's supposed to turn starting tomorrow. It may be raining by the time I get home from work tomorrow. I do not know. But I just assume I have to take a chance, So, we is painting it right now. Nice and heavy. Which is fine. Black covers really well anyway. If you ever done any painting, black is the easiest colored paint because it covers darn near anything except white. Which is weird. You would think it would cover white really well too, but my experience has been it really doesn't. White has this nasty tendency to bleed through. Of course, I guess it depends on how heavy you put the paint on too. I'm being mindful of the fact I'm wearing the microphone, so I'm not speaking very loudly. And I'm also not looking at the back side here to see if I'm getting the rim very well. I'll look at it later. Probably have to touch it up. But I can reach around and paint some of it anyway. How well this paint's stirred up, I'm not entirely sure. Silly me, didn't shake it before I opened the can. So, it was definitely settled. Because I've had it for a while. Who knows how long it sat on the shelf at the store. Who knows? May not anyone watch these videos anyway. I don't know. Truthfully, if one person watches them and likes them, then fine. That's good enough for me. If no one watches them, well, that happens too. I can say I don't care because, well, I don't make no money off these. Nothing I do is monetized. Not a single solitary thing. I do this because I want to. This is a skill that back in the day, everyone knew to do. You didn't have all these fancy sprayers and stuff way back when. Heck, for the most part, unless you was in a big factory or work on a train, and even then sometimes not, you didn't even have compressed air. You wanted to paint something, you broke out the old paintbrush, and you did just like this. Now, don't get me wrong, I like my modern conveniences, because, well, let's be honest, they're convenient. It's in the name, you know? But I still have mad respect for the old ways. Even if I'm not really good at keeping them alive, I will try. And I've slapped a little bit of black on the spokes there. A little bit. Oh well, such is life. Trying to avoid painting the spokes, but, you know, if it happens, it happens. I'm not coming back to touch them up with yellow. I'm not. They're just going to have to survive with a little bit of black on them. Like the couple of spots of yellow I dripped on the green, they might just stay there. I mean, they're on the underside where you probably won't see them anyway, so not a huge loss, I guess. Neighbors probably think I'm insane sitting here talking to myself. But that wouldn't mean nothing new. I do it all the time, even when I'm not filming. I'm not crazy. No doctor ever said I was. You can't prove anything. I like to say shit like that. Keep them guessing, you know? Oh, I ran that a little too far. I had to reach behind here. Come on, hold still. That's good. And yes, I talk to the inanimate. And I'll be pretty honest, sometimes I have better conversations with the inanimate than I do with people. I am not really a people person. One reason why I like making videos, I tried live streaming games and such on Twitch. I did okay because even there I'm not really interacting with people so much. But I've kind of fallen off from it. It's just gotten to be too much of a hassle. Well, live streaming, you can't go in and edit out a mistake. Whereas recording a video, if there's a problem with audio, I can legitimately go back in and edit it. I missed a lot of spots over here. Now the tire portion of the wheel, I'm gonna paint it, but we both know as soon as it starts getting rolled around, it's gonna get scuffed up. much will get rolled around, I don't know. I'm not planning on rolling it around, but it doesn't mean it won't happen. I'll have to roll it around a little bit to move around, but I'll try to limit that. People probably think this portion of the video is boring. Maybe it is. Even I would probably think so. Watching somebody else do it. But anyway, yeah, here it's a relatively nice evening. It's humid, it's warm, but it's not melt your face off hot. Which I do appreciate. What I don't appreciate is the fact that the bugs are out in force. Surprised I haven't painted one or two in already. Yes, Western Washington does have mosquitoes. Far too many mosquitoes, you ask me. But then again, I don't know of any place in the world that does not have a mosquito population. I'm not saying there isn't such a place, but I don't know of it. So if any of y'all know where there might be a place with no mosquitoes, hey, drop a comment on the video and let us know. Some of us might like to visit. Maybe. Well, that's one wheel. It looks pretty now. Pretty black and yellow. Looks like a John Deere wheel. I'm going to move the seat over to the other side. Now I'll move you guys. Actually, I'll just turn the camera so you can see me painting from the other side. Alright, let's see here. Let's see if we can adjust this camera a little bit. There we go. Great cinematographer I am not. I am a complete amateur when it comes to this. So don't sue me. Please don't sue me. I can't afford it. Whoa, shoot. Let's not be dripping all over the wheel. Thank you. Had a little too much paint on the brush. Oh, drat it. That's what I was trying to avoid. It's a cheap brush. It's actually marketed as a chip brush. Go Harbor Freight. Costs like 58 cents for the brush. The paint is Rust-Oleum. Not exactly cheap. Not the most expensive, but it's not the cheapest either. So you should hopefully last for some time. That would be the hope anyway. Only time will tell. I know. Bad dad joke. Alright, so we got that side done. Now I don't have to worry about it. Now I can sit down over here, maybe. See if I can sit down without pouring the paint all over myself. I didn't even bother to put my outdoor shoes on. I got my flip-flops on. Alrighty. Now then. Yep. Fiddlesticks. Trying to get my drop cloth covering a little more, but it is wanting to be contrary. Now, occasionally, apparently the axles are full of sandblast grit. Every time I roll it, it crunches and grit falls out. I discovered that after when I was painting the yellow. So, it's a thing. Not too worried about it because, like I said, it is not, said earlier, it is not going to be being used for a lot of propulsion or movement, at least in theory. You know, honestly, I don't know if that's sandblast grit or rust grinding out of it. Could be either or. Pretty sure the sandblast grit won't rust because it's coal slag. Don't think coal slag rusts, you know? And coal slag should just be black, like the rim. And then it could also have gotten painted a little bit with the brown primer. So, don't know. Also trying to keep my beard out of the paint. When I spray painted the body, my beard was sticky with paint. Because I tried wearing a face mask or a face shield, and it was so hot and humid when I was spraying that the face shield, even though it was supposed to be an anti-fog face shield, within like 4 or 5 breaths, it was fogged up to the point I could not see what I was doing. So I took it off. No, I didn't wear a respirator. And yes, I know that's not good. Y'all don't need to tell me. I already know. My best friend done gave me a rash about it. She was like, "Should have wore a respirator." Yeah, well, I didn't. I'm old school. I'm sure I've inhaled a lot worse than this. I know for a fact I have. Probably why my lungs don't like me. Between the cigarettes I used to smoke, and the vaping I was doing, and the years of not wearing a respirator cleaning tanks like I was supposed to be wearing, I tried to wear it most times, but sometimes get right to the end of the tank, the respirator's all messed up, clogged up, broken, whatever. Didn't want to have to climb out, change it, fix it, get a new one, whatever. Just wanted to get the job done so I could go home for the day. So I did what I had to do. Got the tank done. Was it right? No. Was it safe? No. Was the job done? Yeah, it was. So I'm sure my lungs have been abused. Didn't help, did last couple of years in the Navy and first few years in the shipyard, I was a walking chimney when it came to smoking. I smoked very, very heavily. How heavy, you might ask? I was going through a carton of cigarettes a week. At least. Sometimes more. Now granted, cigarettes didn't cost as much back then. Didn't have all these sin taxes back then. They also weren't cheap though. And I smoked cheap brands. Well, I finally was able to quit the smoking. That was one of the harder things I've done. That was harder than quitting drinking. Then, years later, due to some stressors at work, I picked up vaping. Thought it was a safer alternative. Jury's still out on that. But by that point, I already had COPD and already been diagnosed with asthma. And one day, a real hot day, it was working. Hot, humid day. And I was carrying a bag of literal poo, because we were cleaning a poo tank, off the boat. And I had an extremely bad asthma attack. I mean, my chest hurt so blooming bad. Could not breathe. I could breathe in, I couldn't breathe out. I definitely knew what it felt like to be a balloon, okay? It is very uncomfortable. Well, that was the day I decided enough was enough. I talked to my doctor, got on the Chantix, and I will unabashedly plug for it because that stuff works. I will flat out say that Chantix works, or at least it did for me. Having said that, now everyone's different. So maybe it'll work for you, maybe it won't. But if you need to, talk to your doctor, give it a try. I mean, well, one, not having advice like that saves you a whole bunch of money, especially prices these days. You smell better usually, because you don't have the scent of whatever it is you're smoking / vaping lingering around you. And one upside I noticed that I had never even thought about, well, my car and house is so much cleaner. You don't realize how much of that stuff settles invisibly on your walls and stuff. After I quit, I went through and cleaned my car. I had to go in there with alcohol wipes and heavy duty cleaner, degreaser, get it off my windshield. Once I did though, hey, you know what? It stays amazingly cleaner because I'm not adding no more. So if you're a smoker, vapor, hey, you know, if you decide that you've had enough of it, talk to your doctor and give Chantix a try. I know, I sound like a dang commercial, don't I? But, fact is, it worked for me. That's not to say my lungs are in much better shape because the damage was done. Right, well that one's done. Got a bunch of paint left over, but I'll probably pour it back in the can. Alright, let me see if I can get y'all off the stand here and give you a little walk around. And I am not pausing it. Alright. So, there they are, folks. The wheels are painted. Yellow and black. The hub, which is taped up, is green like the rest of the lantern. So now, here sometime soon, I will get this edited. And I will try to include some pictures of it standing up on its feet like it's supposed to be, all painted up. Maybe even take a closing video of it all done. So, for now, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Y'all be safe.